Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you had a lovely week. I hope that your week has been productive and I hope that you're having fun. Today is a Saturday. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. Today we have 157 subscribers as at now, and I can't help it but to say thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. If you are new, please hit that subscription button. It helps me understand the content that I can bring next with the analytics. So I would kindly request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not. If you have, thank you so much. Now, on our today's video, I'd like us to dive into a very important topic, because that is what makes us at the end of the day separate ways and start bringing up kids alone. So because you all understand that in this channel we are talking mostly about single parenthood, and so today we are going to be talking about some of the things that we do wrong in relationships. All right? We are going to be talking about some of the signs or tips that might tell you and inform you that perhaps you are the problem and that you might be the one that need to change. Because we are used to if a relationship doesn't end up well, you blame the other person. All right, so you play the victim. So the other person, according to you, is the person who is on the wrong. Yet we need to sit down and think. Perhaps we were the ones who are on the wrong. Perhaps we were the ones who didn't do some things right. All right. So I am gonna be solo discussing this particular topic. But however, if you are a single parent, you are a single mom or a single dad, and you'd like to come up here, we have these talks as as parents, then you can do so. Just send me an email at allforsingleparents@gmail.com. allforsingleparents@gmail.com. I'm gonna find it and make sure to drop your story and your phone number so that we get in touch with you. All right. Now, meanwhile, I would like us to discuss as I mentioned, it's an important topic. We need to have that self-awareness. Sit down, reflect, understand whether you are the one who was on the wrong. Because in most cases, we mostly forget that we could be the ones who were on the wrong. All right. Now, let's talk about some tips and not some tips, but some signs that could inform you that perhaps you are the toxic one. All right. So, the first one is that if you are dating someone and you're expecting them to automatically read your mind, all right? So like you want them to understand what you want them to do without you telling them, then I would say that at that point, then you are the toxic one, because you have to communicate. Relationships are about communication. If there is no good communication, then definitely it is not going to end up well. And and if the two parties have to put in the work. Most of the time relationships break because one party was not willing to put in the work. One party was not willing to to move steps to work towards ensuring that the relationship is indeed working. All right. And so if in this case you find that you are the kind of a person who for instance, if you're walking down, you are shopping, all right, you go to the supermarket to shop and you pass by something that you've been wanting, and your spouse or your significant other doesn't see it, or they don't notice it. So you end up being that kind of a person who may jam, umekasirika, umefika home, you're not even cooking, and sincerely speaking, that person is not an angel. They cannot just out of the blues tell that you need this and this and this. All right. So communication is very key. Communicate to your significant other. Just tell them what you want them to do for you. Do not expect your other partner to understand automatically what you want. Do not expect them to read your mind. Do not expect them to know the things that you expect them to do for you. It's never gonna work, because they are not angels. To some people, some might work, at some, not actually all the time, but in some occasions, they might be able to read your mind and say that, she has been asking for this particular dress, let me just get it for her. Or if the person comes in late, all right, so if I'm late with 30 minutes, I told you that I'm gonna be home at 8, all right, but I end up being home at 8:30. So if you do not communicate that has really hurt you, I will never know. All right, I will never know. So do not expect the other person to automatically read your mind, else you will end up being the toxic one in that particular relationship. All right. So another sign that you might be the one who has a problem and that you might need to change is that if you never take accountability. All right. So if you never take accountability, you are never on the fault. You are the kind of person who never admits that you've done something wrong, and that you expect the other person to always be the one to apologize, even for things that you are the one who has done. All right. So we have those kind of people who never like to take accountability. They never want to admit when they have done something wrong. So it's important for each and every one of you to understand, like for the both of you to be able to take accountability of your own actions. If you've done something that didn't do them right, then make sure that you own that particular mistake. Apologize. It never killed anyone. Apology never killed anyone. So I would advise you to take that particular opportunity, sit down, reflect, and realize if you've done something wrong, find the need to at least sit down your partner and apologize. Okay, all right, okay. So another thing is that in relationships, you have to have the both of you have their own needs. All right. So like I have a need, the other partner has a need, but it becomes toxic when everything or the entire relationship revolves around your own needs alone. Okay. So like if you're dating someone, this especially goes to the ladies. I don't know, to men. Yeah, actually to men also. If you're dating someone, you're expecting them to, shower you with gifts all the time. I need this perfume. I need this dress. I need my hair done. I need my nails done. So you expect everything to revolve around your own needs. All right. And you forget that they also have their own needs. So it should not be it should never be about the one person's needs. It's going to drain the other person. If I'm the only person who is giving, I'm the only person who is providing, I'm the only person who is pouring myself out there, then at the end of the day I am going to dry up. So it's very important for the other person or for the both of you to understand each person's needs and be able to meet them in a timely manner where and when it's needed. All right. So let it just not be about ladies. Msichana ati unatengenezwa kucha, unatengeneza nywele, unafanywa kila kitu, and when the man needs you to do something for him, you are not there. Duh. Or like if it's the gentleman, in most cases, so the gentleman wants you to show up for him, be there for him, and say, for example, he's unwell, you're there providing, yet you also have your own needs that perhaps they need to be taken care of. But when someone is unwell, of course, you need to take care of them, right? So, but basically, I guess you understand what I mean here. Like, a relationship should not revolve around the needs of one party. At least the other person should be catered as well. Like, the needs of everyone should be well catered. Let it not be just about one person. All right? So the other very important sign number 4, is that if you are not willing to address your own flaws. Everyone has their own flaws. Everyone has their own mistakes. Everyone has their own weaknesses. If you are not willing to take care and to handle them and to face them one by one and be able to address them, then at the end of the day, you're going to end up as that toxic person. All right. So you will never be able to understand that you have some weaknesses that you need to work on. All right. So it's very important to ensure that at any given time, at least you address your own, and you are very much willing. Acknowledge, identify them, acknowledge that you have them, and be willing to address and to work on changing where need be. All right. So it's very important to understand your flaws and be able to sit down, work on them, so that you can become a better person and a better partner for that matter. Because it's just about partners here. All right. Now, sign number 5, and sometimes it happens. This one happens a lot, and it might happen when you're not even aware that you're doing it. But if you get used to doing this over and over again, then of course you will end up as the toxic one. Sign number 5 is if you are a manipulator. Okay, so if you are a manipulator, obviously these kind of people who, if you're telling a story of something that happened, and you end up exaggerating it and like making it look like a huge deal. Look, if it was not a huge one and you are exaggerating the story, then you are manipulating your partner to buy into your story. So like I wouldn't say that it's a good thing for you to be manipulative, lying, or like telling lies so that your other partner can buy to your story, because relationships are built on trust, honesty. Wow, you guys. So I have a problem with ho and oh. They come by in me. But look, do not manipulate your partner. Do not tell lies. Do not exaggerate a story just so that they can buy into your story. All right? Then that way, eventually, if they realize that they pick some few and many instances whereby you've manipulated or you have exaggerated a story just so that they can buy, then at some point they may not be able to even believe you when you're telling stories. Okay? But basically, it is wrong. It's wrong. Even in other relationships, not just in romantic relationships, even in other friendship, siblings. Do not exaggerate. Do not tell lies. Be very open. Okay. Now, sign number 6 is very important. Sign number 6 is very important. Have you found yourself in a situation whereby you are threatening your significant partner that I am going to break up with you? I am going to break up at every particular conflict. When you fight, kidogo unamwambia wewe msee, mimi naishia, like I am leaving you. So if this person loves you, if this person adores you, they might not be willing, or they might not be open enough to tell you and to communicate things with you because they are afraid you are going to leave them. All right, so like do not threaten your partner that you are going to leave them at every particular conflict when you're fighting. It's important for you, the two of you, to sit down, address the issues, and be able to come up with solutions. And that's how relationships are built. I mean, committing to the other partner. Like, just be that kind of a person who is willing to sit and address issues and move on past mistakes, because there is no one who is perfect. Absolutely no one. So sit down, understand each other, have an agreement, and move on. Continue loving each other. Si kitu kidogo ati mtu anakimbia. Okay? Okay. Excuse me. So, the other points that cut across and that should inform you that you're the one who is toxic. This is logic. It goes without saying. If there is a repeated trend, at the last relationship to break up because of an issue, like if you're having this particular issues, una break up now, this you end up this relationship because I lied, you end up, another one ends because you say that you threatened to break up and the other person said, fine, then you go, or such kind of, if it repeats in all relationships, zina end because of you. All right, so then that tells you that maybe ni mimi kuna shida, because mbona zote zina end up because of the same thing. Get why is it that it's the same thing? Mbona zina end up juu ya ile, say ni vitu tofauti maybe, yeah, but kama ni mtu anakucheat, like if he's cheating you, he has no damn business cheating on you. All right, so if he's cheating on you, then it is his problem. But if things and there is communication breakup, and in most cases you sit down and analyze and think about it, you realize that perhaps maybe it could be you that has the problem, then it's important for you to sit down and reflect and be able to find ways in which you can change that. Okay, now that we've been able to address some of the signs that you could be the toxic one. It's important for us also to understand what could you do, what should you do, what should you do to be able to like make steps towards the right direction. And the most important thing is you first acknowledging that you could be the one who is toxic. You are 50% there by just acknowledging and identifying some of the signs that you are, some of the ways that you feel that are making you toxic. So I identify them and I know and acknowledge, and now from there, now you'll be able to find ways in which you can correct yourself. Like if you know that you are a poor communicator, then there are so many ways that you can improve your communication. Like you can, and there's Google also. Although sometimes Google can mislead us, but there's also Google that you can read through ways in which you can improve your communication. To me, I would say that you should not wait longer before you can address an issue. Like address it there and then. When you're communicating to your significant other, it's important for you to also choose your words. There's some words that you might use that may not, sit well with the other person. So choose your words. Be a person who identifies good time. Find a good time that works and that have a good timing on which you can bring up some issues. Usingoje mtu tu ndo ameamka na hapo tu ndo unaanza kugombana na issue ati alafu tu unaanza kuleta vitu za juzi ama juzi kutwa, umemtegea saa hii ameamka na ni Monday asubuhi anafaa kwenda job, is when you're starting bringing up your issues. So it's important for you to identify the best time you can bring up your issues, and when you're doing so, find your words, make sure that you choose your words correctly, and also if it's a sensitive matter, if it's a very sensitive matter, I would say that it's important for you to be able to find a way of bringing it, kwa macho yake. You see, I don't know what I can say as an example. Say for example, if you are not happy with his business, like he recently opened a new business and you're not happy with that particular business, by the time someone decides to open up a business, they've sat down, they have done all their pros and cons, they know that this is what they want. And if you come and start telling them that you are not happy that they're starting that business, then they may not find it. They may not, it might not sit well with them because they have put in all the effort. They are so optimistic. They are so enthusiastic. Now, unakuja sasa kumbreakia morale, But I don't see why you would not be happy unless it's something that, because by the time someone decides to open a business, they must at some point have discussed it with you, right? If they are also good, they have good communication skills. Anyway, so that has been it. I am really hoping that this is going to be helpful to someone who might find themselves in that situation of toxicity. Wow, is it toxicity? I don't know. Mwalimu wangu wa English. Hapa ni wapi? Anyway, guys, so we are going to also look at some of them. In my next video, we're going to be discussing some of the signs, red flags that you might spot in a man, because in most cases or in all occasions, the person that you end up breaking up with is a totally different person from the person that you married. All right, so they have changed. I mean, or you had a bad perception of them. And it's because perhaps you've not identified some of the red flags in you. Then you would have made the right decision early enough. All right. So in my next video, I'm going to be talking about red flags to identify in a man, and we see how to address those red flags. Okay. Thank you so much for your time and for sticking up this particular moment. If you're new here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am going to be bringing you content on single parenthood. Most importantly, I bring you stories of single parents. I have been able to have conversations with three different ladies, and the videos are down there. Please go and watch them if you're not watched them yet. And then if you're also willing to come up and discuss your experience, just talk about your experience as a single mom. What is working for you? What is happening? How are you managing as a single mom, and or as a single father, and what do you think other people there should learn and should know so that they can also maneuver through the journey. Okay. So thank you so much for your time and for sticking around. as always, as what I always say is that you should stay and be the winner. Be the winner of your life. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Bye, guys. Mwah.